6 Ways to Get People to Like You, Part 2 of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Let's talk about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boy. It sound right, boy.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Richest Steve in Atlanta. Today we're back with part 2 of our video series on How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you haven't seen the first video on the fundamental techniques in handling people, go back and check that out, because now we're going to find out 6 ways to apply these techniques into getting people to like you. Starting with chapter 1. Do this and you'll be welcome anywhere. Principle 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. You can make more friends in 2 months of being interested in other people than you can in 2 years of trying to get other people to be interested in you. This is because everyone is always more interested in themselves than others. If you want other people to like you, if you want to develop real friendships, if you want to help others while also helping yourself, then be genuinely interested in them. Chapter 2. A simple way to make a good first impression. Principle 2. Smile. This applies as soon as you see anyone. Greet them with a smile full of energy and enthusiasm, like you're excited to see them. A smile says, I like you, I'm excited to see you, I'm happy that you're around me. This can make anybody's day a little bit better. A smile doesn't only bring joy to other people, it also makes you a more happier person, which in turn makes people like you more. You see, I learned this at a young age. As a jit, I didn't like my smile, so obviously I didn't smile a lot, and it could really be a downer to my day. But once I got my smile fixed and I started smiling, I genuinely became a happy person. And I can personally see that I have more friends because of it. Chapter 3. If you don't do this, you're headed for trouble. Principle 3. Remember that a person's name to that person is the sweetest sound in any language. The average person is more interested in his or her name than they are to the millions of names combined in this world. So if you remember their name, you've paid them a subtle compliment. But if you forget it, you're at a sharp disadvantage when it comes to that person. Now, this hit home because I was the type of person to be like, I suck at remembering names. When in reality, I was just too lazy to take the necessary time or effort to remember whoever name it was. Instead, I decided to take the easy way out and blame it on my memory, being too busy, being bombarded by just too many names. Basically, anything to not remember those names. Well, now I've been taking my time to know each person's name, and if I miss it the first time, I'm quick to ask them for it a second time. The thing is, since I've been using this though, I can actually tell the difference from where I'm using their name and when I was, yo, what's up my guy or ma'am. So what I'm trying to say is, I've only recently found out about using people's names. So I've been using my guy and ma'am for forever. They are probably some of my favorite phrases to say. Which means I may or may not know your name. But we'll get through it. Chapter 4. A good way to be a good conversationalist. Principle 4. Be a good leader. Encourage others to talk about themselves. This applies to almost any conversation that you will ever have. Let's say you've just met someone. Allow them to talk about themselves and actually listen to what they're saying. That way you can recall things that they said throughout the conversation. We can also say someone comes to you with a problem. Well, actually let them talk about their problem and listen without interrupting them. And you'll probably get somewhere in that conversation. I know that situation all too well. And I've actually been able to implement this specific principle to help solve that situation before I even finish reading the book. Now, we all know relationships go through their ups and downs, and when they're down, no one's happy. So your significant other comes to you with a problem, and instead of listening, you decide to take it personally and get defensive, and it turns into a whole argument. This cycle will continue until you realize there's no reason to defend yourself. The only thing your partner wants is for you to listen, and I mean really listen to what they have to say. Once I figured this out, most of the problems just worked themselves out. I didn't even have to say much. Then, by the end of the night, she felt like she got a lot off her chest, and I was happy. Chapter 5, How to Interest People. Principle 5, talk in terms of the other person's interest. This principle relates right back to part 1's principle 3. So I would ask, how do I arouse in other people an eager want? Well, talk in terms that interest the other person. If they're interested in dogs, talk about dogs. If they're interested in conspiracy theories, talk about how the earth is flat. If they're interested in how to grow their business, talk about how your product will allow them to grow their business. By doing this, they're more receptive to your wants and needs because they feel like you care about theirs. Chapter 6, How to Make People Like You Instantly. Principle 6, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. This is what Dale Carnegie has been trying to say for this whole part 2 of this book, which is why each of the principles is all about making the other person feel important. And I'm going to tell you why, because who doesn't like to feel appreciated, receive compliments, be acknowledged, to feel like they're important? I know I do. Which is why you should do unto others as you wish to be done to you. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. To end this off though, remember the 6 ways to get people to like you. Principle 1, become genuinely interested in other people. Principle 2, smile. Principle 3, remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest sound in any language. Principle 4, be a good listener. Encourage people to talk about themselves. Principle 5, talk in terms of the other person's interest. Principle 6, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Also, make sure y'all check out the rest of this 4-part series because next we'll be talking about part 3, how to win people to your way of thinking. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace, love, and riches. I'm out.